Chapter 79, The Porsche. He pointed the phone towards a Porsche 911 and tapped on the screen. The car made a beeping sound and blinked with all the directional lights, indicating that the locks of the car had been released. Topaz sat behind the wheel, flipped down the sunshade, found the car's spare key, and started the engine. Azer sat down on the passenger seat. He had barely closed the door, as Topaz pushed her foot on the accelerator. She had not yet managed to drive out of the one-way street, as the military SUV, all of a sudden, reappeared from the opposite direction and drove frontally towards her. She had no other choice than to switch to reverse and try to escape backward. Topaz carefully navigated to avoid colliding with cars trailing behind. She even managed to pass by a minibus that now was facing the aggressive SUV. The two vehicles collided, with the minibus no match for the powerful military SUV. The minibus was pushed aside and overturned, giving Topaz time enough to escape through a nearby side street. However, the road was under construction. The GPS, speaking in German, repeatedly warned about road repairs, urging them to turn around. Topaz couldn't help but exclaim to Azer, "Can't you make that bitch shut up?" Azer tapped a few times on the screen and silenced the voice. Just as Topaz skillfully avoided a road pothole, the car's front wheels suddenly dropped into a trench, crossing the road. The engine sputtered to a halt. After a few unsuccessful tries at restarting the engine, Azer glanced at her and advised, "Give it a moment. You're flooding the engine." With a sense of urgency, Topaz snapped back, "We don't have a moment. The Blue Devil could appear any second." She had barely finished speaking when a powerful impact struck the Porsche from behind. That was the military SUV. With the front of the Porsche stuck in the ditch, the SUV pushed from behind, lifting the rear of the car and flipping it onto its roof. The powerful SUV effortlessly pushed the Porsche, which slid on its roof along the road towards a temporary plank fence. It smashed the fence, forcing the Porsche to tumble down the slope. It rolled down a few times before landing upright on the road below. Topaz felt disoriented. She repeatedly turned the key, each time met with a clicking sound from the engine but no ignition. Amidst the tension, bullets pierced through the car's roof, passed narrowly between the front seats, and poked quite a few holes in the car's floor, like a sewing machine. Topaz felt a burning sensation in her hand, a scratch from one of the bullets from the Blue Devil's handgun that ran out of bullets. She went back to return with a powerful machine gun to finish them off. Topaz turned the key once more. This time, the engine roared to life. She shifted into gear and narrowly evaded more bullets at the very last moment. The Blue Devil ceased firing, returning to the SUV to resume the pursuit. The two cars raced down a narrow gravel road, winding down a steep hill. Gazing at the empty residential blocks below, Topaz inquired, "What sort of place is this?" "It looks like a deserted town in the Australian outback." Azer responded, "In Berlin, when they do minor repairs in the sewer system, they often come across a massive, unexploded bomb from World War II. This leads to the entire neighborhood having to be evacuated. Sometimes landlords use false alarms to force tenants to leave so they can raise the rent." He continued, "It seems the authorities have closed off the particular area because of too many unexploded bombs in the ground." Despite the limited visibility, Topaz reached out and turned off the lights to hide in the darkness. Driving along a narrow, uneven street, she asked, "Do you think there's another way out of this hole in the ground?" Azer answered, "Probably not, given how steep the access road is."